We looked at the models for writing an outline, and I'm going to give you an example. Try to put this together rather quickly. Do you remember the skeleton I gave you? Got the backbone, got the ribs coming out of it. That's what we're going to try to reconstruct here, so we can make this into make a nice body, and then put some words on it, and then after that we'll have a good essay. So I'm going to write about, for example, I thought this up this morning. I thought it would be a good idea. The importance of studying abroad, studying a language abroad. Let's say you study, what the advantages of going abroad is to not going abroad. So I'm going to lay it down here. So like I said before, we've got the intro, and I'll explain this in a sec. So we're going to start out here with the hook, and then we're going to have the orientation. And after that, we're going to have the focus. And after this, we're going to have the thesis, okay? So I'm going to say this because if I wrote it out, it would take 400 years, and we don't have that much time. So the hook. Many people think that studying abroad is a life-changing experience. Other people might disagree. Now for orientation, I might put in here, study abroad is when students at the university study abroad for a month or a year to enhance language and, cultural professional experience. The focus. Some people think that studying abroad has its advantages because, I might put them in there. Some people think it's a disadvantage because ... Make it more focused here. I consider the advantages of studying abroad far outweigh its disadvantages. D. In my paper, I will explain the reasons why I consider studying abroad a very important experience in one's life, period. Maybe not exactly like that, but that's the main idea. All right, so let's move on here. So now I'm putting together the 3 paragraphs of the body. So what am I going to talk about? I'm going to start talking about immersion. So, when you go abroad, you have this experience of, you're able to immerse yourself in the culture. And basically what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to go subsets, residency, B, university, and C, nightlife. All right, so let's look at these pockets. Now, obviously here, I'm going to put in my topic sentence, one of these ribs here, and I'm going to say, for example, studying abroad, this will be my topic sentence. Remember, it's like a mini thesis statement for each paragraph. So I might say, something to the effect that when you study abroad, you are immersed in a culture. And this has many advantages beyond the classroom. So when I'm talking about, for example, the residency, I might talk, like where you live. Say you live with a host family, or maybe you are renting an apartment with other people your age, or with people in general. So in a residency, I would subset this 1, 2, university subset 1, 2, nightlife subset 1, 2. Because in each one of these things, I want to give some examples. So like I said before, you've got your paragraph with the topic sentence, idea 1, detail 1, 2, idea 2, detail 1, 2. In this one I have 3, so we're going to go with 3 things this. Let me give you some examples. So say, if you're talking about the residency, I would say in a residential environment, like I said, with a host family, with your friends, you could, learning the language informally. And learning the daily life of the language also, things, how to brush your teeth, we're sitting at the table, things about eating, all these different things that you can learn. Let's talk about university. That would be the next one. So this would be learning in a formal, learning language in a formal environment, because this was informal, so this one will be formal. And also, that would be the first subset. Subset number 2 might be enhancing your academic skills. All right, and then let's move on to nightlife. And for nightlife, it might be learning the language for social topics. I mean, that's when you get these books, they always have a section on, going out and, having fun. You're going to have a lot of fun if you study abroad. I can tell you that. I've done it 7 times, 6 times in Spain, 1 time in France. Best experience. Got to do it. Anyways, let's get back to this. So in the nightlife, let's say you're breaking down the nightlife. Learning languages for social topics. This might mix in a little bit with residency, but you could switch it up and write about some things in that sense. Second subset, for example. Just general socializing the native language. I can tell you from experience, when you go out at night and you go to a place with some friends to eat or go out dancing or whatever you do, and you get the conversation rolling, it's just incredible how much you can learn. You know, I've done that in a bunch of languages, and I really consider it something from my own perspective, and I want to make that transparent when I write this, okay? So let's keep going with this. So now we're going to break down here the third paragraph, and let's point this one out with culture, okay? So with culture, I'm going to point down, for example, museums, and let's see, what else can we put here? Museums and events. Yeah, museums and events. Let's put down a subset B. What else can we put down here for B? Daily life. Daily life. And for this, I want to talk about being beyond the textbook, okay? So we got daily life there. What else could I do for this? How about travel? Yeah, C, travel. This is a long paper, but I'm just trying to give you some ideas. So let's take a look here. So now we've got culture. So now, say I'm talking about culture, museums and events. Subset 1, so for subset 1, I could talk about the many museums around the city and the country. Subset 2, I could talk about other events such as concerts, talks, theater, etc. So I could put those subsets under that. Now we've got daily life. So I want to say here, this is daily life beyond a textbook. So subset 1, how things are said and done on a daily basis in many situations. Subset 2, making mistakes and learning from them. Because this is one of the main things. You know, you need to make a mistake, you need to learn from it. When you're in a classroom, you're sitting there like, yeah, you raise your hand, oh, that's wrong. Oh, so then you just, you know, it's a whole different environment. When you're out making mistakes and you learn from them, you remember what it is that you remember. I remember situations in which I said something wrong, and I remember what was right, and I remember the whole experience of what was wrong, what was right, and what I learned from it. And I try to take this into my language classes when I teach language and show my students that, you know, this is making mistakes is part of what you're doing. So let's take a look here. So part C, travel. So traveling around the city and town you live in and traveling around the country. Obviously, you can't do that if you're in a class, but if you're in the country, you can move around a lot. Let's keep going here. Okay, so I'm going to bring over here, I'm going to bring over subset 1, 2, 3, 1, 4. So let's look at the fourth thing here. And for 4, I'm going to talk about, we're going on to friendships. All right, maybe not exactly those words, but we want to put that in there. So I'm going to make a topic sentence about immersion, a topic sentence about culture, a topic sentence about friendships, things that you can develop. So let's look at the subsets of friendship. So what can we say about friendships? So we could start here we could talk about the host family. All right, host family, or like I said before, if you are maybe your host family, or maybe you have roommates. You know, your roomies, people you live with. B subset, C subset. Let's think about these for a sec. So what else could you do here for friendships? People you meet. I'll break these down for a sec quickly. And then for C, maybe we want to put in C, no, let's just leave that at, let's just come up with 2 there because we got a lot of sets here. So we're just going to put in 2 sets here. So for friendships, let's think about host family and roomies. So subset 1, establish long-term friendships. They're not just a semester, and subset number 2 here for A is maybe you're establishing long-term friendships, and also you have people to visit when you go back to the country, not just because they're friends, but they're also something to do. Hey, I'm going back to Paris. So you go back to Paris to see the Eiffel Tower again. You see some of the museums, but you're going back to see a person. You know, I mean, personally, when I studied in Spain, I go back to the same house that I went to 30 years ago. I knock on the door, and they go, hey, Dean, come on in. And I go inside, and I sit down, and we have lunch, or we just talk for a couple minutes, and then I take off. A year later, 2 years later, I come up, knock on the door again, and there I am. I've been doing that for 31 years. And I've seen the development of the whole family. It's so cool to see people develop like that. And having that relationship, even if they're not my friends on a regular basis, they're still people that I can go back and see. So, back to what we're doing. Now, people you meet along the way. Friends you meet at the university, subset 1. Subset 2, friends you make along the way. So we've got these friendships with the host family roommates and also other people that you may meet. Okay, so that's great. Let's move along now to part 5. I'll put part 5 right up here. Now, in this one here, we want to put in here a counter-argument and the conclusion, okay? Now in this one, counter-argument conclusion. Now we want to talk about here, A, maybe the opportunity costs and say we want to put in B, maybe you don't know the language, and you feel you don't know enough of the language to go abroad. And maybe C, let's just stick with those two. So let's break this down. Actually, after this, we want to throw in a conclusion here, okay? Actually, this I want to bring this down after the counterargument. Like I said before, this will be the clip thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the 5th paragraph, you got your counterargument and your conclusion. So let's break this down. Opportunity costs, subset 1, classes. So people are thinking, oh, if I go abroad, I won't be able to miss my classes, but I'll put here opportunity costs, classes. When you go abroad, there are a wide range of classes in many of the programs for study abroad. Opportunity cost, subset 2, cost. Maybe it's too expensive. No, some programs are cheaper than your home university's fees. Subset 3 for opportunity costs. If I say here, work, I'm an opportunity cost, I'm going to miss out on work. No, but if you study abroad, you'll learn a language, and this is going to, a second language enhances future job opportunities. So I try to take these three, maybe a couple of the counter arguments, and I'd move them in my direction to my favor. B, don't know enough of the language, subset 1. There are many programs for every level. I'd put that down. Say some programs don't require any language at all. Subset 2, classes in the program, or your classmates in the program will be at the same level. So if you don't know the language, don't worry about it, because you're developing with people that speak your native language, and you guys are developing together. Subset 3, consider the language you will acquire if you go. So obviously, say you don't go, and then you learn what semester, but you end up going, and you learn so much more than you learn in one semester. So what you're getting out of it is a lot more than you would imagine if you don't go at all. So let's go down to the conclusion now. In the conclusion, we want to restate the thesis in other words, subset 1, and after that, we want to give them an unhook. So restate the thesis. Go back over here to the thesis, restate that in other words, and then give them an unhook. The unhook can go back to the hook over here. So we could say studying abroad enhances many opportunities, ... unhook. Bam, you're done. So bring them in, 1, 2, 3, bam, lead them out. When you lead them out, counter argument just to give it a punch there, and then we're going to bring it together. So let's say you finish your essay, you got 5 minutes left, you got some things you have to think about, the master list for revising your essay. So I'm going to write down here some master things that you need to think about. Some things you need to think about. You should check your format, okay? Check your format. How does it look? Are the paragraphs separated? Do I have 5 paragraphs? Do I have, does it look like it's supposed to look? How is my title? Is the title of what I'm doing? I can't study abroad. No, studying abroad, or the importance of studying abroad, or the advantages of studying abroad, something like that. All right, then you should check your diction. Check those words that I told you about. A lot of the words that could be confused. It's and its, or there and there. A lot of these words can be difficult. Run over again your syntax, okay? Run through your syntax. You want to check for comma splices, run-on sentences, fragments. These are the errors that many college students do, so you want to go back and check those. If you don't remember what those are, go back and check the module, and you could check it out. And then you want to vary your sentences. All right, when I say this, you want to vary your sentence length and structure, not just simple sentences. You want to make compound sentences, not just super compound sentences. You want to mix it up. You want to have a consistent tone. All right, you want to have your tone consistent. I talked about this before. Voice, point of view. You want to make sure, I or you or one thinks or, watch out. You want to be consistent. It's okay to switch points of view like that, but you want to make sure that you don't have too much bouncing around. Now, I'm just putting RT here to save time, but your rhetorical techniques. We talked about rhetorical techniques, Remember I jumped back to, I have a dream. Do you have some rhetorical techniques you can use? Maybe you can put them in your sentence. Go back and check your thesis, okay? Check your thesis. Check your topic sentences, You want to make sure your thesis and your topic sentences are good. Super important. Check your transitions. All right, you need to check your transitions. Your transitions are going to be super important because you want to have transitions that move from one sentence to the other. You want to think about, don't forget about the organization. This is what I've been trying to bring home the whole time. Organization, introduction, body, conclusion. Make sure all that's in there, okay? Do you have clarity and cohesion? How's that working? And then sources, you want to check your sources, okay? Make sure, do you have the number of sources that you have in there? Do you have everything that they're asking for? Do you have your 2 sources? Are they cited right? Do you need to write a reference? Does the reference look good? You need to check all of these things. So, break it down really quickly. So you've got all of this you need to put together. There's your idea. Bam, there's a question. Breathe. Look at the time. Make sure you keep your eye on the time. And then you need to brainstorm. Then you need to come together and take some ideas. Organize the ideas into an outline. Even if it's not as complex as this, think about at least the groups that you're going to put into each one. And then when you're done with that, then you move over and start writing your paper. You're putting the meat on that skeleton now. Make sure you've got your transitions, all of these things that I'm talking about over here. And then when you're done, you need to go back and check these things to make sure it looks good. So when you're done, hopefully you'll get a 6 on your essay. And that's what we're all shooting for.